What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We'll jump into the Trans Am that you've seen in the intro there here in just 1 second, but I want to address a couple things behind me here to respond to some of the comments that were in the last video, and then we'll get into the Trans Am. So let me spin you around real quick and explain what's going on. Okay, earlier I put a short out regarding the RT. If you've seen the Moldy Mopar video that was put out a couple days ago, we've got the interior in absolutely perfect condition. But if you remember, I let this sit for like 3 years and the clutch got stuck. So what we done is we jacked the back of the car up, essentially just hammered down on the throttle all we could get, and then dropped the jack, and it took off shooting that way and went up on the lift. Believe it or not, that fixed that problem. I do not condone what I had done, and I do not advise you do that at home. That was super sketchy. But it worked for me, and you know, it is what it is, right? So the RT is good to go if we decide to take him to the Hot Rod Power Tour this year. But to be honest with you, Kathy and I are kind of leaning towards taking Miss Mabel to the Hot Rod Power Tour. She is dialed in and ready to go. And I do want to apologize to a lot of the people I upset over that car. Because in the video, her premiere video, I kind of leaned towards the area where he's going to make her a drag car or make her a burnout car. Those of you who've been part of my channel more than 8 minutes know that wasn't going to happen. I don't do that to a perfectly good classic car. I mean, Linda was bought for that, so let's just be fair. Mabel is good to go. We do have the original OG Homer body set in the corner. It seemed to be that was the opinion of a lot of the people in that video. We should save it. Now, if I'm being honest, we had a subscriber leave a comment, said it would be pretty cool to do a vintage NASCAR clone on that body. And if I'm being 100% honest, Kathy and I love that idea. So I think that's what we're going to do. We'll have to get a new doghouse, which isn't that big a deal. And we'll come up with some pretty cool, like we may even wrap the car. That would be sick. But anyway, that's going to be later down the road. Let me address Homer real quick. Okay, Homer's sitting here all majestic. He is actually good to go and ready for Connecticut at the New England 900 burnout competition with Cletus and Cars or burnout rivals. That name has kind of changed a little bit, so he's good to go. Like I said in an earlier video, the Camaro is done. It's got to have some brake work, so we're just waiting to get that done, and we can take it up the road and get some content for everybody. So let's get on to our new Trans Am purchase, okay? So essentially, this car is 100%. Okay, let's do this first. We'll do the good, and then we'll do the bad. How's that? Okay, so let me spin you back around. The good is, minus the engine and transmission, this car is 100% complete, believe it or not. Minus the weight reduction, but I'll show you that in a second. We have everything for the car here. Here's like the seats, the scoop, rear bumper, taillights, headlight bezels, trim, plastics. I mean, all the jazz, rear spoiler, so on and so forth for the car. So we're good there, okay? The remaining pieces are still on the car. Now, some of you are going to ask what year. This is actually an 81 body. It was silver with red interior, and somebody put, I believe it's a 79 nose on the car, which is fine. We like that nose better, so that's going to stay. Now, the bad is it's like the pans are gone, essentially. But all of this is good. Firewall's good. Frame rails are good. Even the back frame rails are okay. The pan between the passengers and the trunk is good. Now the floor pans, we've had worse. We had worse on Homer. We had worse on the original Homer. So we've got a little bit of pan work to do, which is fine. I am not worried about none of that. So we're in good shape. Dash is okay. We'll have to get a new pad. No big deal. But yeah, this is completely workable to get this car back to roadworthy. We're going to need some door cards. We don't have any of those, which is no big deal. We'll get them. Here's the other really good that sold me on this car. And I'll tell you the price I gave for this. As you guys know, I'm 100% honest with you. Rockers are mint. The T-tops are both here, and the T-bar is essentially perfect. Now that's what like sold me on the car. The rest of the smoke and mirror bullcrap we can fix. I'm happy with just that. So we are going to need quarter panels. We are going to need a trunk pan, which I'll take this over the last two I put in. The last two I put in have been really, really bad, but I'll take that. Going to need some quarter panel repair here. I think we can get away with just the lowers. But aside from that, guys, other than just being uglier in sin, right? This is a really workable project. I'm tickled to death with it. I mean, we got all four of the Snowflake wheels, and they are the better of the Snowflake wheels, in my opinion. We're not waiting to start on this. Like this is Kathy's car. Kathy has wanted one of these for the longest time, but just never wanted to pony up the money for one of these in good shape. I mean, they're up there. They're up there. You all know it. I mean, they're expensive. They're right up there in the range of some of these old Mopars and stuff. But anyway, so to be honest with you, we're already ordering parts. So here's where we are. We're going to get quarter panels, trunk pan, floor pans, 2 new front fenders. I'll show you this fender here. And I didn't notice it when I bought it. It wouldn't have changed my opinion on it. But somebody just took a Sawzall or something and went all the way down. So this fender's toast. We'll have to get the nose off and get this straightened out. But as you guys know, we have a bunch of supporters for the channel, right? So we're going to reach out to Calvert Racing Engines, who's the gentleman that does all our engines. You know, he done Homer's engine over here, so on and so forth. We'll talk with him and see what we think as far as a good engine package, engine and transmission. I think we're going to go the 5-speed either way. And then the panels aren't that big a deal. I'm not worried about the body itself. I mean, I know it looks terrible right now, but we've run some pretty good looking cars out of here that have been worse than this. I mean, we can make this work, right? So it's truth time with Chris, right? I am all in on this car right now for $800. And I want to thank Travis for making me a smoking deal on it. And I know some of you are like, what? You gave that much for that car? Yeah, I did. And I'm tickled to death with it, 100%. So anyway, I just wanted to show that to you. And there's going to be like a series on this coming up like as soon as I start getting parts here. Because if I'm being honest with you, Homer's done. The RT's done. Miss Mabel's done. We've got to do our truck build. I know that sun's kind of bright, but it's sitting right out here, which isn't that big a deal. That's just all bolt-on stuff. It's a 2024 Ram. I mean, there's not a whole lot of, you know, in that. But this is going to be an absolute blast, and I'm just going to be straight with you. This isn't going to be a concourse restoration, rather. We're going to make this to have fun in it. I mean, we'll take it down a gravel road, or take it out here on our farm, or take it to shows and do burnouts and play around with it. I mean, we're going to make it pretty. And to answer some of the other questions, yes, it's going to be like a Burt Reynolds tribute, right? We're going to paint it black. We're going to put the bird flame on the hood. We're going to, you know, it's going to look like a Burt Reynolds car. We're going to keep the 79 front. We really like that front end. And we're just going to make it a fun car, something we can go out and just have fun in. And if something happens, right? So anyway, that's going to be the end of this episode. Just wanted to touch base with you on that. We're trying to do daily content every day. Get something cool out to you guys every single day. Tomorrow's going to be something different. As you know, I'm always on the hunt for something. I'm always trying to buy something cool, something to play with. And if it's like Miss Mabel, it'll end up going in the collection and we'll get something else. My RT never leaves my sight. It stays right here in the shop where I can keep an eye on it. But anyway, make sure to subscribe for this series. It's going to be awesome. And I rarely ask for people to subscribe to the channel, but this one is going to be super fun to do. And I think a lot of people are going to be super interested in it. But anyway, I appreciate you watching. We'll catch you next time. BRG out.